Okay, here are the parameters for the third exit. This is where I am using the volatility or ATR to reach a certain profit threshold before I start using a Donchian channel of varying lengths to get out of the trade. This is a trailing stop mechanism. As the price increases, I'll be using the lowest low, if I'm long, the lowest low of the last N days to get out of the trade. This is a little different than using volatility as my trailing mechanism. This is actually using a market point, I guess you could say, to get out. So let's take a look at this in 3 dimensions real quick. We've got the profit exit thresh ATR mult, which is the same trigger as we had for exit 2 thresh ATR mult. But in this case over here, we are, and that's what it looks like here. You're getting a lot of more peaks and valleys with this trigger in combination with the trailing stop mechanism. It's all profitable. It's a very good system. It's the Cavell system out of his 2005 trend following book. It looks like we're looking to start trailing a profit objective around 3, which I think was the same as we found in exit 2, but this looks a little different here. If we flip this around and we start using the number of days to get out of the stop, out of the trade. This is if we exceed that profit level by a certain amount, we will use the lowest low if we're long of the last 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, all the way up to 10 days. Okay, so that doesn't really you can't really see a lot there, but let's take a look at it from this perspective here. Okay, we're getting some nice peaks here, some nice looking plateaus. Let's go ahead and lay over the those, whatever you call those marks, the contour marks, the connecting rectangles, I guess you could call them. So it looks like if you probably would want to be right here on this peak, and that would be like 6 days as the trailing stop, or the length of the Donchian channel. You'd want to probably pick something. It's really neat how the water comes up right here, right into that, there's a lake there. It's really neat how this looks like a landscape, but there's a lake there, and that lake looks like it's around 7 days if you're going with 3.2 ATR, 3.2, you can see the lake. Let's flip this upside down there. There's the lake if you invert it. There's the lake. So let's put it back right here. And so I would probably pick somewheres using a 3 ATR or 2.8 and using a trailing stop of 4 days, 4 or 5 days. 3, 4, or 5 would be probably pretty good. Okay, so that is the really neat capability if you're optimizing only 2 parameters using exhaustive optimization. If you use genetic, it will not produce this equity curve in Portfolio Trader, and you can only optimize 2 parameters because this is the X, this is the Y, that's the Z. If we add additional parameter, we go into 4 dimensions, and we cannot represent 4 dimensions. We can only represent 1, 2, or 3 dimensions. So I hope you find this interesting. I'll do more of these in my blog. If you like this type of analysis, do check out my latest book, the Trend Following Edition. It's on sale at Amazon.com, and it is the 5th installment of my Easing into Easy Language.